Hi everybody, it's been a while. Didn't expect to take this long between video 99 and video 100, but things come up. It's kind of funny. I actually did shoot a lot of other reviews in that meantime. So after this one, you'll actually see a bunch of videos that were shot before the holidays. So yeah, it's the 100th video. For those of you who follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/chuckdog1999, you kind of know what this is. Really excited to bring it to you. I know a lot of people have already done their video reviews, but want to give my take on it. And it's none other than the Toys R Us exclusive masterpiece, Optimus Prime, the US release of MP10. Basically, this is the new designed Optimus Prime, smaller scale to go with Rodimus and Starscream and the upcoming newer Masterpiece figures, complete with trailer and a bunch of accessories. The fact that we got this in America for under $200 is incredible. It also is incredible for some people who are able to get this for under $100 when Toys R Us first listed it at $99.99. Unfortunately, I heard they raised their prices not once but twice, so I actually ended up paying a little closer to like $120. Well, it was a Christmas present, but I digress. This box is huge. I mean, I'm putting it up in front of my head, and this thing is huge. If you guys know anything about retail, you know what a chance it was that Toys R Us took stocking something like this, because this takes up a lot of space that can go to known commodities that sell. But this is the front. It really shows you everything he comes with. You got the Prime figure, you've got Roller, you have his Ion Blaster, the Energy Axe, even an itty bitty Spike Wickwiki. Also in his chest is the Matrix. This is all stuff we'll go into in detail. On the side here, you have this great Optimus Prime heart. And now I want to show you something cool on the back. I really thought this was a drawing, but no, this is actually an action shot, probably photoshopped though, of the actual toy. I think that's really cool because this is a very articulate and detailed figure. This guy, I'm sure as you've already seen, looks a lot closer to the original animation model. And then also on the bottom here, it shows off some of the features. Like I said, we'll get into all of this in the video review. So let me crack the seal on this guy, and I'll be with you in a moment. It'll be a little bit longer for me, but only a moment for you.
Alright everybody, there's a lot to cover, so we're going to start small and work our way up. Starting this off, we're taking a look at Roller. Now, as you know, to start off with this guy, there's a lot to him. First of all, can I just say how wonderful it is to have a Roller with a Masterpiece Optimus Prime. If you were like me and you picked up the Japanese MP04 complete, which was the Masterpiece 01 Optimus Prime with a trailer, you were a little disappointed that he didn't come with a Roller. And who happens to be sitting inside Roller? Well, it's none other than little Spike Wickwiki. There are a lot of nods to the original Optimus Prime toy, which in of themselves are nods to the original Diaclone toys. This is one of them. Let's come in and take a look. This little Spike figure is an upsized version of a traditional Microman figure. They have included additional points of articulation. His arms can move up and down. His legs can move out as the hips and bend at the knee. That's all the articulation he has. And as you can see, not a lot of detail to the face. If it wasn't for the little hairstyle, it would be very difficult to tell this was Spike. The idea behind the Diaclone and Microman lines was that it was human cyborgs or humans controlling larger machines. So the fact that Spike is here is a nod to that. Also, since Spike rode around in Optimus Prime a little. Okay, here we are back with Roller. Now, focusing on Roller just a little, there are some changes from the classic Roller. Namely, if I remember correctly, he was originally a 4-seater, meaning you could have fit 2 in the front and 2 in the back. Now, with the way his insides are designed, you could only really fit 1 figure in here. But there's a lot of great detail that, as you can see, is being picked up, grating and gas cans and what have you. To fit Spike into Roller, you just simply bend his legs at the hip, and then bend his knees slightly, and just slide him in. If you wanna, you can also, I should mention, bring his arms up a little to make it look like he's steering something, even though Roller was technically a sentient being. He sits, but he tends to slide a little forward. Roller, of course, rolls, but that's not where he ends. Coming to the side here, pop this back open, flip this panel around, and you see that there's this toothed opening. Well, if we go ahead and bring in Optimus Prime's ion cannon, more on that later, he can peg in just like that. This was a feature the original toy had, turning Roller into an armored assault vehicle. One thing I'm a little disappointed about is they did not include the gas and welding tools from the original Prime. That was more of a Diaclone thing where the Micromen would fix the various robots and machines. And I do apologize if I'm interchanging Diaclone and Microman. Yes, they were 2 separate lines, but they were very much connected. So, I mean, technically, Optimus Prime was a Microman, since he did come with the figure. Now, go ahead and remove the ion cannon, open this back panel up, and then rotate around the entire unit. You get this larger connector space. Well, what exactly is that for? Well, I'm going to have to zoom out here and I'll show you what that's for. As you've seen, I've had to pull out rather wide. And that's because we're going to bring in the next large accessory. Trailer. As you can see, I have it up on its supports. Basically, to get it ready to be towed, you want to come in the front here, flip up these front supports, and then come in on the side and rotate in the side supports. And if you notice, there's a little bit of an automorph feature. As you rotate them in and out, the parts that touch the ground fold in. Now, remember that connector piece on Roller? Well, this can actually clip in to the front part of Optimus Prime's trailer, and Roller can tow the trailer, much like he did in a couple episodes of the original cartoon and the original toy could do. And what's nice is that connecting piece on the trailer is on a swivel hinge, so it allows it to rotate. This is really cool, and this goes to a lot of the original play value of Optimus Prime. Let's take a closer look at the trailer. I've gone ahead and returned the trailer to its waiting mode. The first thing we're going to take a look at is his battle station mode. First, what you want to do is come in the back on this side and pop open these doors. It might be a little tricky to get them, but there we go. Nice tight fit. I'm going to swing those doors open, come inside, and bring out this ramp. Next, you want to come in and split the top. And thankfully that wasn't as difficult as it was originally. Now, for those of you who've been keeping up with the Japanese side of things, Masterpiece Sideswipe, Masterpiece Red Alert can fit in here, and I assume the forthcoming Datsun Brothers, Prowl, Smokescreen, and Blue Streak will also be able to fit in here. Roller, oops, almost made poor Spike fall out, can of course fit in here as well. Unfortunately, there is no way for him to be launched forward, which was another part of the original toy's play value, which was carried over from the Diaclone. Next, you want to go ahead, bring up this command tower, flip up this radar dish, like so. It is a little loose, and then come around and swing this arm down and around. It does have an articulated claw, and the dish can rotate. Unlike on the original toy, there's no little gear on this side to help spin it around. There's also no missiles, although the holes are left open. Now, I'm going to take our Spike figure out of Roller, because there's a lot of ways he could interact with the trailer in this mode. And this is all, again, homages to the original Microman toy. First, I think what first I'm going to do is try to adjust the camera to give you a closer, better look. Okay, I've actually gone ahead and moved the camera onto the trailer, and that's how big this thing is, and opened up. As you can see, there's a little seat here that's a command center that Spike can go ahead and slip right into. This was something I don't remember seeing done in the original cartoon. Basically, the only time we ever really saw the trailer open up, it was on its own sentient wavelength. That was because, according to the original bio, the trailer and Roller were all components of Optimus Prime. Damage 1, all 3 were damaged. This actually came into play in an episode, if you remember, when the Autobots were given some bad energon that made them turn evil. Let's move along to the next station in the battle platform. As you can see, there's another battle command center that Spike can very easily sit into. If I remember the original Diaclone toy, it actually came with like 2 Micromen, and in Japan you were able to buy packs of additional Micromen, so you could have this guy tricked out with a bunch of Micromen. It was really a fun toy for the Japanese children. As you can see, there is some details here on the keypad, but it's all molded in blue, so it's a little hard to pick up. Let's get to the final component of this battle station, and then I can show you the repair bay mode. And here we have the main command turret, which also doubles as the main repair unit because of this claw, but it's also an offensive weapon with the 2 cannons. As I mentioned earlier, the claws can open and close. I'm going to get that out of the way and focus on the turret here, which can open up, and once again, Spike can be inserted. Now, I should mention, if you happen to have some of the older Diaclone figures, or some of the newer Micromen third-party versions of Spike and Sparkplug, they might be a little too small to fit in here. But we just close this up, and Spike's all ready to go. Now let's take a look at the Optimus Prime repair bay mode. Hi everybody, I'm in my video now. This is a very tall unit. In fact, I'm going to actually have to lift it up to show it to you. Basically, what you've done is you folded in those front panels that you folded out for battle mode, and folded in the ramp. This was a mode that was never really shown in the cartoons, and was predominantly a Diaclone Microman invention, where they would need to fix the larger robots. Let's grab Optimus Prime, and I can show you what he looks like in here. Okay, time to bring in the big guy. I have had to adjust the camera angle yet again due to the size of this, but here's Optimus Prime, and basically all you do is you just slide him in there. You know, there's nice little grooves and what have you, and bring the repair unit down. You know, you can swivel around and just, you know, start doing its work. One thing I should mention that's very nice is, whoop, you didn't see that, did you? There's storage here for the axe. Should have probably put it in before I started doing this. And storage for his ion cannon. Of course, I'm screwing that up, but you know, I'm sure you've seen it dozens of times. There you go. It goes right in like that. The axe blade comes in, and it's nice to say axe. You know, Prime's an axe man, but you know, it goes in right there. And like I said, this was really just one of those things where I'm sure the Japanese toy designers were like, well, you know, what happens if we stand it up? Oh, that's another mode. Okay, great, another selling feature. This was never really shown in the cartoons. Don't know about the comics, but here it is, and it's a very nice touch that they included it. Now let's take a look at Optimus Prime proper. Before we start the transformation, there was a couple play features of Optimus Prime I wanted to show you in robot mode. First, we're going to bring in the ion cannon. He can hold it in both hands. Basically what you want to do is just come along here, open up the hand. Basically it's the index finger is individually jointed, and then the other three are connected. This is unfortunately not like the original Masterpiece that had full finger articulation. You know, and then basically you peg it in. There's a little hole. We'll bring the grip around, and Optimus can hold his signature weapon. For his axe, we'll demonstrate on this hand. Just keep it closed like this. You bring in the axe, and it slides over. There's like a divot in it that it just slides over, and it does come apart. Don't worry. Like I said, it's not the world's best fit, and if it falls off, then you just go ahead and reattach it. But there you go. It is quite interesting that something like the axe, which only really showed up in one episode of the cartoon, has gone on to become a well-remembered, very popular accessory with the reissues. One last thing, and we're going to go back to the blaster for this, is going to remove it from his hand. Okay. Kind of got to play with it to get it out. And there was one thing, I don't know if you just saw that, but one little gripe with the mold. The individual articulated index finger does sometimes pop off, but you can snap right back on. Come around the back here. First of all, I should say that he does hold his rifle much nicer than the original Masterpiece. And it does have a bit of an automorph transformation gimmick. Go ahead, bring the barrel up, start pushing it in. It will bring up the handle. It clicks into place, and you then can store it in the back like so, and it closes up. This is actually, I think, from one of the old Dreamwave comics that it was shown the ion cannon coming out of his back. And it does close a little nicely. Actually, gonna push it in there and then, yep, that's about good. So yeah, Optimus does have some play features on his own. Well, I guess one thing I should show you is, of course, the Matrix of Leadership. What are we going to do? Come in here, open up his chest, flip up this panel. There's a second panel that you want to come in and open up. Alright, a little force. Open up that second panel. There it is, the Matrix of Leadership. Unfortunately, there is no lighting up gimmick, but it says to get it out, you just basically push on one side to pop it out, and there you go. It is solid die cast, and it has both ends. There is, if you can tell, a little bit like a closed and open side. Interesting enough, the open side was facing out, but I think this is similar to the Matrix that came with Rodimus and was also part of that Classics Rodimus Cyclonus 2-pack. Never picked that up. Really wanted to pick it up just for the Matrix, but oh well. So, yep. And of course, you know, it fits back in his chest. So let me put everything back and we'll carry on with transformation. I figure we'll start the transformation in truck mode, since I already showed off the robot mode, and after transforming him to robot mode I can go over articulation. There are a couple play features in truck mode that I thought you might like to see first. Of course, Spike can fit in the cab here. Just open it up like so. You do see little seats. This was always something, as a little boy, I always wondered, why did it look Optimus Prime's chest open the way it did, and why did it look like he had seats? But you can just basically fit Spike in there, close it up, and he's good to go. I should mention that Prime has nice rubber tires, very nice touch, something that we haven't seen on in a while. He can of course also tow his cab. Right there are the connector points. Just gonna go ahead and bring the trailer in. Did I say tow his cab? I mean tow his trailer. We're just gonna go ahead and bring it in, and basically you just gotta fit it on like so, and then there he is. And as with Roller, he does have that swivel, so you can just move him around. But enough of this tomfoolery. Let's get to the transformation. Okay, to start the transformation, I've already removed Spike. We're going to come around the front here. And, oh, almost forgot. You can fold out these side view mirrors. I'm going to fold them in. Pull up the smokestacks. Yes, that's right. There's no more short smokestacks on the US versions. Come in the front and just open up the lights, the panels, like this, and then turn around and then fold them out to the side, and then do the classic Optimus Prime swing the arms out type of transformation. Nice little joint there to help. And what you maybe want to do is what I just did, and that's pull out that extra joint and swing the arms up out of the way. Next, you want to go ahead, open up the panel here, flip up the head, and then go ahead and bring up the fake grill, push it into his chest, and close the matrix chamber. And of course, doing so, you can then go ahead. Oh, are these in? Is this even in shot? Rotate the wheels back around. Next, what you want to do is come along, and again, you're going to have to move the arms out of the way a little, and swing up those wheels back into his the chest area, and then come into the back here and just fold them closed. Forms a nice little backpack for Prime. Okay, after doing that, now there's a little tricky part. I'm trying to figure out how I want to show it, because I'm going to have to move the camera in a minute. But go ahead, and you're basically going to unpeg, going to fold him forward. Oh boy. There's a little ridge gear here, and you want to just unhook it like that. So basically he was down here, now you're pulling it back so that the cab section looks like this. And then you want to go ahead and flip everything up like so, that he looks like this. And give me a moment to adjust the camera. Just to show you again what I did. Prime was like this. You just basically went ahead, sandwiched everything up, and it kind of and there's like a little peg there that you just want to snap it all into, and it holds everything in place. We're basically now moving up towards the torso, so then the next step is you just go ahead and close its chest compartment. I should mention, mine closes fine. I did hear reports that some people were having issues that due to the way this is stored open in the packaging, it wasn't closing right. You may want to check to make sure you've removed all of the clear rubber bands from the figure, because I know those can be a problem. Also, you do want to adjust Prime's antenna, which I am doing now. Basically just fiddling with. Okay, so we have that closed. I want to go ahead, rotate Prime's waist around, just like that. You can then go ahead and open up the toes on his Prime feet, and come around the back, swing open and around these coverings that will go over his tires. This is all very much animation accurate. The next step is to basically come around this way, unpeg these cans from his side, bring them down over the tires, and then split the feet and legs. I'm sure due to transformation they've already done that, and probably while transforming him to truck mode they will do that several times. Go ahead, pull the legs out. Now, interesting, I should mention, when going to cab mode, there are buttons on the back to help get his legs and what have you in order. But you just about have his lower extremities done. The next step you want to do is just flip out these panels that come along on the front of the leg, and they peg into place. These are, of course, his little grill parts on his legs. Very iconic. And you have his legs transformed. You have his torso transformed. The last little steps are his arms. So we're just going to pause so I can move the camera up. Alright, the final steps of transformation. Just come on in here. Fold these little side panels underneath. Just make sure those smokestacks are extended. Pull down on the elbow joints. And then there's a panel underneath each arm. You're going to open that up. Rotate these fist headlights around. Just like so on both sides. Close it up. Now, the images on the box and the instructions show his arms in like this. And that's quite accurate. For extra articulation, you can move him out like so. But here he is, in robot mode, Optimus Prime. Let's pause so I can adjust, and we can do a little articulation. Optimus Prime has a ton of articulation. His head is on a ball joint, can move up and down, look side to side. His head antenna is also articulated. His arms are on swivel joints, and as I mentioned, you do have that extra joint that can pop out for that great range of movement. Elbows are single jointed, hinge. Fists can swivel. The hands I showed are on that, the individual finger is double jointed, but the rest of the fingers are all grouped together. He has waist articulation. Ratchet joints at the hip, forward, out to the side, swivel at the knee, swivel at the hip, single jointed knees but can go forward and back. And then the feet, and this is really cool, you've got a little outward ankle pivot, forward and back articulation, and of course the toes can move. So this can be like a really aggressive, action-ish Optimus Prime. You come in the back, pop out the old ion blaster, boom, there it goes, it's all set, you're ready for battle. Slide it into his hand. You know it. This is great. Oh man, this is so cool. And there he goes. I mean, that's Optimus Prime right there. That's the man of the hour, the man with the power, too sweet to be sour. What you see is what you get, and what you don't see is even better yet. Although with Transformers, you basically know what you're getting. So yeah, let's pause here and get you my final thoughts. When showing off Optimus Prime's trailer, I neglected to mention that there was one more holdover from the Diaclone days. Now, I'm pretty sure this mode was shown in the original G1 instructions, but again, this was a Diaclone Microman type of device where you had the main command turret popping out of the back of the trailer, giving him like an attack sort of driving mode. There are panels here that flip down so this guy can flip out. And again, you can have Spike in there, but I have him in the back here with Roller. This is a fantastic toy. It is a fantastic collector's item. This, in my opinion, is the closest we will get until the next big enhancement in toy design to G1 Optimus Prime as he appeared in the original cartoon. I'll be honest with you. I actually maybe had an original Optimus Prime for 6 months to a year, if not less, until I broke his legs off trying to pose him like he was on the back of the box. It wasn't until for about 3 or 4 years after that, when I got Power Master Optimus Prime, that I had an Optimus Prime to lead my Autobots. And I never got another G1 Optimus Prime until the Takara book box reissue series. This is fantastic. I can't say enough. But now let's get to the big questions. If you have a Masterpiece 01 or a Masterpiece 04, can I recommend this for you? Absolutely. I'm not going to say it's a better toy than MP04. I think it's very different. I still think that original Masterpiece Optimus Prime mold is the greatest toy ever designed. It has absolute everything about it. But this is just as good. It's different. Not better, not less. Different. If you went ahead and got a Masterpiece 10, if you took that chance, I can't recommend this because outside of a few coloring issues here and there and details, there's really nothing that different. I do recommend that if you are getting Masterpiece Soundwave, you do have this guy because he will be able to hold that mini Megatron pistol that Soundwave is coming with, as well as Masterpiece Thundercracker, which is another excellent toy. Since this figure's original release, we've seen where Takara is going with their Masterpiece line. How many of those figures will show up in America? Who knows? But judging by the success of Masterpiece Optimus Prime, I can see retailers lining up to sell more Masterpiece Transformers. This is your old pal Chuck for Optimus Prime. We'll see you next time.